Let's take a look around. There has to be something here that tells us where she's gone. My mother was meticulous about her research. If we can find her notes, there might be some hints in there. Not that I ever... My mother had a bit of a thing for magical constructs. Not what you're thinking. I had no idea her laboratory... She had an alchemy set up in her drawing room. Looking at the equipment and materials, I don't know. Certainly not longevity. Kind of a waste of time. There's not a whole... You've already seen my father's obsession. What about you? What were your parents like? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up a bad memory. Right behind you. Any luck yet? You did? Let me see them. I only know what she had a theory about soul gems. That the souls inside of them don't just vanish when the soul cairn is home to very... My mother spent a lot of time trying to contact them directly. That circle... If I'm reading this right, there's a handful of... Oh, damn it. We're also going to need a sample of her blood, which... If we could get that, we wouldn't even be trying to do this in the first place. Not bad. We'd better hope that's good enough. Anyway, enough of that. Oh, definitely. Mother would have plenty of those materials in her laboratory. We just need to find them. Having trouble finding those ingredients? Having trouble finding those ingredients? Get the ingredients in that vessel and let me know when you're ready. Get the ingredients in that vessel and let me know when you're ready. Then the rest is up to me. Are you ready to go? I'm not entirely sure what this thing is going to do when I add my blood. Of course. What is it? I've been asking myself the same thing since we came back. She was so sure of what we did to my father. I couldn't help but go along with her. I never thought of the cost. Possibly. I guess even if she worried about me. About all of us. Yes. Are we ready then? All right. Here goes.
What a horrible place.
Where'd you come from? Mother? Mother!
Can't be. Serana?
Is it really you? I can't believe it. How do we get inside? We have to talk.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have failed. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to complete the prophecy our way, not his.
Wait a moment. You've brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind?
No, you don't...
You, come forward. I would speak with you.
So how has it come to pass that a vampire of mixed blood is in the company of my daughter? I find your choice of words quite interesting, considering that Serana is in far more danger now than she was following my foolish plan. Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you. You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her elders? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun. When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Ariel and his art. The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the... Like myself, Serana was a human once. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day. Few survive the ordeal. We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor. Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible. If Harkon obtained Ariel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all vampires. And how exactly do you plan on completing the prophecy without the death of my daughter? If you believe that, then you're a bigger fool than I originally suspected. Don't you think I weighed that option before I enacted my plan? You care nothing for Serana, or our plight. You see the tyranny of the sun as your chance at deification. And like Harkon, you won't hesitate to destroy anything that stands in your path. Serana? This stranger may call herself vampire, but she knows nothing of our struggle. Why should I entrust you to her? How dare you! I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father!
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. But he's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
If you'd only open your eyes. The moment your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about. You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just expected me to follow you blindly. Both of you were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different, but in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you two. I want us to be a family again. But I don't know if we can ever have that. Maybe we don't deserve that kind of happiness. Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him, before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serana. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are still somewhat unclear to me, but for Serana's sake, I'll assist you in any way that I can. Yes, I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned. Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds these ruins. You need to locate the tallest of the rocky spires that surround these ruins. At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it should bring the barrier down. One more word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Durnevere roaming the cairn. The Ideal Masters have charged him with overseeing the Keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat. As you've been traveling in the Soul Cairn, your body has become attuned to it. Let's just say a tiny part of you rubbed off on it, and in its place, a bit of the Soul Cairn filled the void. You should find no difficulty using the portal any longer. Harkon's vision is a world plunged in eternity. What he fails to realize is how much attention would be called if eternal night fell. There are many who wouldn't. The order of the day would be our destruction. Until every I do. It's how the vampire has survived for millennia, and the only way we can When I entered the Soul Cairn, I had intended to strike a bargain with the Ideal Master. I requested refuge in the Soul Cairn, and in exchange, if I had foreseen the value they placed on my own soul, The Ideal Masters unleashed their keepers. Fortunately, I was able to hold them at bay and retreat into these ruins. Unfortunately, yes. Since the keepers weren't able to claim my soul, they had their minions construct a barrier that time has very little meaning to me. Consequently, it has little meaning to the Ideal. I suppose you could call this the ultimate waiting game. Each watching. I know very little about. They're mystic entities. Well, some necromancers believe they are the... I believe there's more. I think perhaps they were once corporeal conduits, through which the Ideal Master... The Ideal... It's the reason for the Soul Cairn's the ability to summon powerful undead guardians. However, the majority of necromancers that are foolish enough to enter into a bargain with the Ideal Masters...
Just what my mother told me.
As
I've also studied
souls.
a little bit on my own. When something is trapped in a soul gem, and then the energy is used for powering an enchantment, well, I think it's specifically the black ones. I don't know if the Soul Cairn takes just... Look at this place. Do you think anything... The only things that can survive here are the Ideal Masters, the undead, and the souls themselves. I don't think anyone's... They could be underground, flying above... Others, whatever they're doing with them, they've been... Look around you. Even a necromancer as seasoned as my mother would be willing... Exactly. But bringing something from the... that's usually the... But to finalize the deal, you have to travel... Relief. All those things have been building for a while. Look, I was close with my mother, but she just kept feeding me her... The moment we gave up, they were both drunk with... And then he found that prophecy, and I was. He was obsessed with power. Maybe I could have seen this coming. We could all be better off now. Definitely. Anyway, we should keep moving.
Be careful. And keep my daughter safe.
I yearn to see the great dunes of Hammerfell once again.
What am I doing here? I don't belong in a place like this.
charge the enemy. How does anyone... What if I hadn't lost all of the pages? Very... I can't say that I'm surprised by a book. Surely you've heard of The Rise and Fall of St. Jim. Maybe you should leave the writing to it. I was in the midst of writing the second volume. That damned Remora and... Well, next thing I knew... My what? No, my work will never see the light of day. Perhaps... Maybe I can... In order to write the second volume, when I was tossed in, there were 10 of them in all. Find them for me, please, I beg you. Well, that's a Has it been? Well, without a septum on the throne of the... All I heard, this meant that we were vulnerable. Well, I can only assume the gates have been... Ah, yes. They used to crisscross the sky. After it became quickly apparent. Indeed, the people of Morrowind. I settled in the city of... Indeed, it was... I took it upon myself to... The reason I never knew what became of that was a... Maybe that's why I was simply an What I didn't know... He walked right into a trap. They tried me for murder. Gave me a lot of time to think. That's for sure. Now, where was
Is there no end to this night? I wonder if the fire's still burning in the Imperial City.
Where'd you come from? should be gone now. Let's head back. The sooner we get out of this place, the better.
This accursed place is nothing but a prison without walls.
The sooner we get out of this place, the better.
You managed to destroy all 3 keepers? Very impressive. Yes. Please follow me. Keep watch for Durnevere. With the prison's barrier down, he's almost certain to investigate.
I hear something. Who's there? Back here.
forgive my astonishment, but I never thought I'd witness them. Volumes written on Durnevere allege that he can't be slain by normal means. It appears they were mistaken. Unless the soul of a dragon is as resilient as its owner's scaly hide. It's possible that your killing blow has merely displaced Durnevere's physical form. Minutes, hours, years. I can't even begin to guess. Now, let's get you the Elder Scroll, and you can be on your way.
I can't believe we found my mother alive. Well,
Now that you've retrieved the Elder Scroll, you should be on your way.
I'm glad you're here. I don't think I could be doing this alone. I'm glad you're here. I don't think I could be doing this alone. I'm glad you... I don't think I could be doing this alone. I can't believe we found my mother alive. Well, I can't believe we found my mother alive.
Now that you've retrieved... I have no choice. As I told you before, I'm a daughter of Cold. If I return to Tamriel, that increases Harkon's likelihood of bringing the tyranny of the sun to fruition. As much as it pains me to send you and Serana back alone, remember that Harkon, and promise me you'll keep my daughter safe. She's the only thing of value I have left. Did you have anything to ask before you depart? Even if I could, Harkon would likely sense like Serana. My presence in the only way you must is of sin. For all of this to end, he must die. Farewell. Remember, Harkon's not to be trusted.
Stay your weapons. I would speak with you, Quinarin. Cursed, not dead. Doomed to exist in this form for eternity. Trapped. I believe in civility among seasoned warriors. And my claws have rended the flesh of innumerable foes, but I have never once been felled. I therefore name you Quinarin, or Vanquisher in your tongue. Your words. My desire to speak with you was born from the result of... I merely wish to respectfully ask a favor of you. For countless years I've roamed the Soul Care. Before this, I roamed the skies above Tamriel. I fear that my time here has taken its toll upon me. I share a bond. If I ventured far from the Soul Cairn, my strength would... I will place my name with you. Do me this simple honor, and I will fight at your side as your Graze Mazen, your ally, and teach you my Thum. Trivial in your mind, perhaps. For me, it would mean a great deal. I don't require an answer, Quinarin. Simply speak my name to the heavens when you feel the time is right. In my language, the Quinarin, you are the Dovahkiin, the Dragonborn. You may not be one of us in body, but you have earned the right to... There was a time the Dova roamed. I began to be in return. I discovered they had control free. No. The soul. I only hope that you will allow me the precious moments of time there through.
I'm glad we found the scroll. I wish you... need something? I figured it would be more of an issue for you. No, it's probably not. I mean, what do you think my father will do when we bring him the bow? And I thought my father was the delusional one. At that point, you'll have given him everything he's ever wanted. He won't need either of us anymore. You'll have shown yourself to be strong, which means you can't be allowed to just stick around. And I'll be unnecessary once he has it. Not until we have the bow, but you're right. This won't be easy, but we can handle it.
Where'd you go?